Hey guys, it's Ben the Coin Geek at Old Pueblo Coin, and today's a fun day. You know why it's a fun day? Because I like coins, and I like ancients, and I like getting ancient coins back from NGC when I send them in for grading. And I'm really fond of this uh, 2nd century BC Attica Athens owl. This is the tetra, and so this is a silver piece, and it's just in VG condition. But what's cool about it is, a lot of them actually aren't this worn. And so it's kind of cool just to see how well the coin survived over time. Also, what's really cool about this coin is there's a lot of little sub-varieties on these. So, this is the owl on the amphora, but I've had the coin before, but without these two dudes standing over here. I think that's Bill and Ted. Whoa. So this is definitely an excellent adventure for us. Really cool coin. I think it's probably still a $400 or $500 coin in that condition, maybe a little bit less. I'm all over the place today, but that's because I'm having fun with ancient coins, including this Macedonian coin under the Roman rule and 95 to 65 BC. What's cool to me is Macedon's the only Greek word that I can ever read, because whenever I see the MAKE triangle, I'm like, oh, look, it actually says Macedonia on there. And a lot of hair going on, right? And this is Alexander the Third, and so what's fun about this also is, the other one had a jug on it called an amphora, and this one has other things. There's a club, and then you've got some other stuff going on there. There's the ruler is actually a Silas right there, right? So, but the other things on the back is the Sista and the Sella, and strike of 5, surface of 2. Really a cool piece. Another coin that's probably in that $400 or $500 range. Just kind of a neat looking coin. It's fun to me that you can really make out the lettering, even though this coin's a little bit on the rugged side. The fact that you can make out all that stuff. It was probably, buried. A lot of these are buried. But when you see that kind of corrosive finish to it, the pittedness, that's usually just a sign that something was underground for a while. And then they kind of cleaned it up a little bit, got some of the dirt off. And really cool piece on that. All right, next up we have a Roman denarius of Domitian, 81 to 96 AD. And it's also fun here on these when you can really read the name. Right here, the D-O-M-I-T-A, pardon me, it's really just the D-O-M-I-T. The next is the A-U-G, right? So it's not the full name there. And then you have more of the initials over here, which is what you're used to seeing if you've seen a lot of medieval coins will have that. There's a lot of modern United Kingdom coins, British coins will have just the initials on them. Let's see what's on the back of this guy here. All right, and anytime you got someone with a shield and a dagger, you got something cool going on, right? So very cool. Now I'm trying to figure out exactly what he's standing on top of on this one. I've just seen the Lorax one too many times. It looks like he's on top of something else here. Minerva on prow. Ah, okay. There you go. There you go. So what they used to do sometimes is they would represent an entire ship, and that's the prow of the ship. So pretty cool looking design though on that guy. Probably a couple $100 coin on that guy. This one I found was interesting because they used their sky view here. They're floating. They were concerned about the fact that you had the little chip out of it, that it wouldn't fit in with the prongs. So, their new floating technology, which is, not really new technology, but it's kind of new to the coin world that they decided to start doing this. I thought it was kind of an interesting thing. So this is Tiberius, 14 to 37 AD. Livia as Pax, and then of course it mentions the edge chip. They do mention that on these. Usually it's in finer print. If there's a little problem on the coin, it's kind of lost right in there. You always kind of have to glance at that. The strike was considered to be a nice strike at a 5.5, the surface at 2.5, but Tiberius, very, very popular, famous ruler, popular in his own mind, right? You know, and oftentimes you'll see coins, ancient coins with planchet flaws, but also this is actually clipped. Looks like somebody wanted a piece of silver, so they took it. Tiberius, also probably a couple $100 on that guy. Next up we have Hadrian. Yo, Hadrian! And actually looking pretty sharp on this coin. They call this a very fine. And once again, talk about legends and being able to read. Hadrian, Hadrianus, the US at the end. Very cool whenever you can learn to read. And I'll get there one day, but it's very nicely done on this coin. And on the back. Okay, here we go. Bonus points, folks. This is the good one. And this is a special African issue. It actually says Africa right on it. It has the elephant head and holding a scorpion. Trying to remember what that is at the base, if that's an amphora or another animal. But bonus points anytime you get a scorpion. And elephants were synonymous with Africa, North Africa. And so this issue here is kind of a scarce issue. Africa reclines. Cornucopia, Africa with the scorpion and cornucopia. Lots of symbolism in this coin. You know, this is probably closer to 300, I guess, just with it being that specialized issue. You know, what's cool about a lot of these is there's, you know, the obverse with the ruler, but there's a lot of different reverses that mix and match on these guys. And oftentimes they were basically circulating commemoratives. And so that's a pretty cool piece there. All right, here's another guy that a lot of people will recognize right away with his thick neck and large jowls. This is Nero, AD 54 to 68. A little bit harder to make out some of the legend here. You see the Caesar part, but before that is the Nero. Right under the peg is the O, right before the peg is the R. Working backwards, you can see the base of the E and then the base of the N. And pretty neat piece. Let's see if we can read the back here or not. A little bit coming off the edge there, so it's hard to read. So, you know, sometimes you can read all of that. This is Jupiter, and STD is seated. More initials. Great. Edge marks on this coin. Mentions the edge marks. Surface in 3.5. Strike of 3.5. Very fine condition. Nero, always very collectible. I think this is still between that $300 and $400 range. The marks, the edge marks, I think they're referring to those marks right over here on this part of the coin. And what's nice, though, about ancients, once again, is the fact that they'll mention things like that just so that you get a better idea of if there's some issue with the coin, what it is. I like the extra descriptives on the ancient coins. You know, it's something that I think is kind of missing from the US coin market a little bit. You know, they've got plenty of room to write things. You can see how much information they fit on the ancient coins. By the way, seated versus standing. Seated is the D, standing is the G, STG. When I see STD, I always think it stands for standing, even though it ends in a G. That's me not knowing how to spell. Finally, we have another Nero, and you can just see the similarities there, of course, in the portrait design from one to the next. And you just got to think, was he just a very fat man that he had the thick neck, or was he just like huge? You know, I'm not aware. But this coin is really nice, probably $300 plus. This denomination is called an AS. When you see the AE, that stands for bronze. One of the things that's on these coin holders in most ancient coins, you will see an abbreviation for the metal. So the abbreviation for the metal here, the AE is bronze and the AR is silver. You'll see AU for gold. And once again, you've got a coin that you can really read the legend on, and that is just a beautiful classic look. Ancient collectors really don't mind patina at all. In fact, if you can get a really nice original green patina, it's actually preferred on some coins. And that is not the Daily Planet. It just looks like it. What a cool piece. Victory holding shield. And let's go ahead and look again at this. There is the big Nero right there. Nero, Claudius, Caesar, Og, Germanicus. I think it says Germanicus, Imp, PP. So Imperator. A whole lot of cool stuff about this coin. Man, I just like that one. That's a good one to end on. What a cool looking piece here. Victory holding. Yeah, Victory holding. So Victory also, Nike, also Mercury, all have some counterplay when you see the wings. You know, not Kid Icarus or Kid Icarus, but you know, just one of the best Nintendo games of all time. That's all. Had to throw that in there. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. I'm Ben the Coin Geek. You can subscribe by clicking on the owl button in the corner and watch more videos on the right side of the screen. Thanks.